Welcome back to another episode of Bishel Ball. I'm JP Sponseller, joined by Cole Harding as well. Today we have a special guest, one of our newest Bearcats, a Cincinnati native transferring in from Wright State, Conlan Daniel. Conlan, how's it going, man?
Fantastic. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Can't complain. So first, just tell the people about yourself. You went to Moeller High School. Talk about what position you play. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, like you said, name's Conlan Daniel. I was Archbishop Moeller grad in 2023. I took a gap year right out of high school. I was a little young for my class, so we thought that it would be best to maybe take a year off and try to rejoin in the 24 class, and ended up getting picked up by Wright State later that year, and now here we are. Cincinnati native. I was born in Finneytown, Ohio. Grew up around there. Summit Country Day Middle School. Shout out to the Silver Knights. And I'm an outfielder. I did a little bit of pitching. Got me to Wright State. I kind of went in as a two-way prospect to Wright State. I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring the arm to Cincy, but I can definitely bring the stellar defense out there.
Yeah. Well, we've seen it happen. Christian Mitchell, he's done a little bit of both the past 2 years. So yeah. I definitely keep that arm loose for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I know I saw you were playing summer ball up in NECBL. Are you home now?
Yeah, I just got on the flight this morning. I'm back home.
Nice. Awesome.
A long summer up there.
Yeah. So you got to like being home. Summer ball. Summer ball sucks.
It's a grind up there, but I'm glad I got the opportunity. It's an honor. I was told it's a pretty prestigious league, and I got the opportunity to go up there as a freshman coming off a season, a pretty decent season. It's always nice coming in and playing with these older guys. You got to learn from their experiences and everything. And a lot of them were in the portal like I was, or they've been in the portal before, and they were kind of giving me pointers and everything. So it was really great to be with that group of guys up there.
Yeah. Cole, I feel like we've talked about that before, is that being like one of the most misunderstood things in college baseball is like nobody wanting to make the playoffs for summer ball.
Yeah.
Like everybody wanting to go home.
You're like sitting there and then they go, all right, we're going to send you here. You're like, okay, get up there. It's cool to me, like all the new dudes at first. You start playing baseball and then you play like 10 games and you're like, this is
like, especially if you start sucking.
Yeah.
You really want to go home.
And like you don't get any off days, man. Like some summer ball leagues, you're just playing every single day. It's like, at least in college, we get 2 to 3 off days a week.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not playing a game. I mean, you're going to practice, but
it was cool up there. I mean, I didn't get a lot of off days. I was one of the younger guys on the team, so they're like, guys, he's got a young body. We're gonna string him out for as long as we can. But it was. I mean, it's an absolute grind up there. I've never been out to the Northeast, so I got to see that whole section of the U.S. So that was cool.
And where were you at?
I was in Vermont. I was in Montpelier, Vermont. So it was.
Was that where Kling went? I don't remember. I know he was in Vermont.
He could have been.
What was the name of your team?
The Vermont Mountaineers. There's another team out of Vermont, Upper Valley Nighthawks.
Yeah, his team was the Nighthawks. Yeah.
It's cool because we do like a series with them every summer, I guess, and it's for this big like NHL Cup size, like huge Stanley Cup thing, and it's called the Governor's Cup. We won this year. Vermont Mountaineers took it again. I think that's 3 years in a row. So.
Yeah. How was the weather up there? Was it cooler or was it still super hot?
It's pretty similar to what Cincinnati's like right now. It's just a little bit more humid up there, I feel like.
That's almost
beautiful place. Beautiful place.
Yeah, I remember I thought it was hilarious when Kling's team name was the Nighthawks. It was just perfect. He was up there for a week. He was on the Nighthawks, and they had him mic'd up, like running around within a week. It was perfect for him.
It was for the kids camp.
Oh, yeah.
The kids camp.
Speaking of Corey Klingenbeck, he should be joining us at some point in this episode for his grand opening. He'll be joining us as another co-host on the Bishel Ball episodes. So he'll be coming in hot here soon. I think he had a date to attend to, so he'll be running a little late. But without further ado, let's get into some of these questions. Cole, we can go ahead and answer these too. It might be fun to have the listeners learn a little bit more about us as well. But Conlan, let's start with your favorite baseball player growing up.
Favorite baseball player growing up was Brandon Phillips and Billy Hamilton. Big Reds fan. Obviously I got to grow up going to some of those games. And I played center field. Billy Hamilton played center field. Billy Hamilton could fly around the bases, and I could fly around the bases. So it was like everybody was already calling me Billy Hamilton. So I was like, yeah, this guy's sick. He's absolutely.
But I love the Brandon Phillips, dude. I feel like
that's a
people who aren't from Cincinnati don't realize like how sick that guy was. Like when we were all growing up, he was the coolest.
How many Gold Gloves did that dude win? He made so many like sick plays.
I don't know. Another guy, he was, and he wasn't my favorite player, but he was one of my ever since I saw him play, I was like, this guy, I just absolutely love this guy. Scott Rowland.
Oh my gosh.
I would play my brother in like the old MLB The Show games, and I sucked. I was the worst, and he would always beat up on me, and I'd always pick the Reds. And my first ever hit was a home run with Scott Rowland in the game. Best day of my life, and from that day on, I was like, Scott Rowland. That is my guy.
That's a good story.
Yeah,
Brandon Phillips, 4 Gold Gloves, by the way.
There we go.
4 Gold Gloves. That's it. I feel like you should have more.
Yeah.
I love those polls though. Scott Rowland and Brandon Phillips. That's cool. What about you? I know you're probably going to rattle off a red too.
Well, yeah. I mean, when I was like younger, probably like Joey Votto, when I was really starting to pay attention to baseball, like watching the Reds and understanding it. I always was a big Jay Bruce guy too.
Okay. I have to ask you to do this. I haven't asked you to do it yet. Can you please?
No.
He's got the best.
We'll get it one day.
He's got the best imitation of the Cincinnati Reds announcer.
We talked about him today. I need to look at his name. I need to look up his name again.
Can you please give us a Votto or Bruce?
No, I'll give it. Not right now. I can't. That's too like on the spot.
Okay.
I'll get it eventually.
I'm trying to think who. When I was like really young,
Joe Zerhusen.
Honestly, like 2 of my favorite players, I never even like got to watch play was like Pete Rose and Barry Larkin. Barry Larkin was kind of like a legend when I was growing up. And then I kind of loved Pujols too.
Yeah, he was dope. I was a big Mike Trout fan too at the beginning of his career.
I randomly got number 5 on my first ever baseball team, so I just started liking Albert Pujols. Guy rakes.
AD rakes.
All right, Conlan, who's your favorite football player of all time?
Favorite football player of all time? He was a wide receiver with the Atlanta Falcons. Rodney White, number 84, I believe. Once again, just like a video game moment with my brother, and it was just we're playing Madden against each other. I got the Falcons, I got Matt Ryan, I got Devontae Freeman, then I got Rodney White out wide, and I would just Hail Marys all day up to him, and just for no reason I was like, yeah, this is just my absolute guy. This guy is the best, just for no reason at all.
I love that.
Ocho Cinco's another guy. I really love
him.
I think that was the first ever jersey I had, so maybe well.
Cole, what about you?
I mean, NFL, I don't have like a ton of admiration as I like for players for other teams as I do for like baseball. I would say football player AJ Green probably. He was just dope. He made so many cool catches. Like he would make crazy catches. I remember the one like tipped pass against the Ravens in the game.
The Raisins?
Yeah, the Ravens. I don't know why I remember like listening and watching that, and it just always stuck with me. I'm trying to think of like another name I used to love. I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan too. I don't know why I just like that guy.
He's sick.
Yeah. He's like not really mobile, but he was younger when he was younger in his career, and he just slings it.
There's nothing better than watching Rodgers scramble for like a 5-yard first down. Still,
it takes him like 10 seconds.
Yeah. I couldn't really put my finger on one. Burrow's kind of starting to make his way up there. He's like, at Bengals wise, he's just kind of like solidifying himself as a legend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But talking about just like classic football players, huge Johnny Manziel fan at Texas A&M, especially. But I know his NFL career was a little short-lived. Mike Alstott, you guys remember him? That fullback for the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
I was probably like 5 years old when he was playing.
Just a unit.
I remember him just running through people's faces. Yeah, I don't know. I'll give those three and give it a rest. Next question is going to be your favorite Bearcat athlete of all time.
I got mine.
I mean, I could say my dad. Obviously, that's a go-to. We could do
I think
that.
he should at least be an honorable mention.
He's absolutely honorable mention. God, there's a lot of good ones. I got the opportunity to play with Landon Vitterick when we were growing up in summer ball. I mean, obviously he's a great, but I think Sauce Gardner is probably going to be. I mean, he's just an absolutely generational talent.
He's the man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cole, what do you got?
Marty Gilliard.
Yep.
Football wide receiver.
I know. He was unbelievable.
Yeah, he was amazing.
I was thinking about this one, and I feel like there were a lot of greats like on that football team when we were there. But I feel weird saying like a kid my age is like my favorite Bearcat of all time. So I was gonna say I had like Tony Pike or Marty Gilliard.
Shout out Tony. He just got inducted to
Bearcats Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And then probably Carrington Cross has got to be on there.
I'll give another honorable mention. Travion Scott for the hoops team.
Yeah.
He was fun to watch. Yeah, he was fun to watch.
Maybe Sean McLaughlin
too.
Yeah.
I like seeing Jerome Ford. I like seeing Jerome Ford get the rock from.
He was a beast. Yeah.
I feel like sneaky one too. If you guys remember Michael Warren. He was a running back before
bowling ball.
Ford.
He would run people over, dude.
He was awesome.
Third and short, it was like, we're not throwing the ball. We're just
run the rock.
Just get us 2 or 3.
All right, next one is favorite movie.
Oh.
Sports movie, or is that not? Or is it just full broad any movie?
Anything.
I think Ford versus Ferrari. Christian Bale and Matt Damon. I believe.
Yeah, I love both of those guys.
Yeah, it's a good watch. It's pretty phenomenal. I like that one.
All right, I'm gonna have to give that one a watch.
Mine will be tied. I got Grown Ups and The Departed. I don't know if you've ever seen The Departed. That's got Leonardo DiCaprio, Wahlberg, Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I know it's tough.
It's like so dialed on the TV because I was waiting for the ending, and then the ending happened. I was like, "Holy cow!" That just blew my mind.
I was just recently having a conversation about top 3 movies, and it's tough because like I love comedy movies too. Like I have a really dumb
good movies in different genres.
Yeah, but when I think like top movies, I'm thinking like an actual film, like a critic based.
Like,
I'd have to get my favorite. It's probably tied. The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger as the Joker. I could watch that. I have watched it a million times. It never gets old. And Interstellar. I think that movie's unreal.
That one, Interstellar, you have to watch like 5 times too.
Yeah, it took me like 3 times to understand it, but once I did understand it, I love it.
Yeah. I still could like watch it now and be like, what does that mean again? But then
you kind of pick up like something every time you watch it.
Yeah, it's one of those films. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What about your favorite walk-up song of all time?
Does it have to be a walk-up song that I used?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll go. I used "Crew" by Brent Faiyaz this past year. It's just like a kind of chill vibe song, like, just kind of.
I think I've heard it. I think I know that one.
Or Sweet Escape by Gwen Stefani. I think that's a pretty popular.
Oh, yeah. That's is that Gunnar Henderson's? I think maybe.
I think so. Yeah.
Mine would be The Way I Talk, Morgan Wallen.
You love that one.
Yeah. I raked to it my freshman year. And then I went away from it, and then I had to go back because I was like, I was just hitting way better when I listened to that song.
It was a great vibe on like sunny Saturdays and Sundays at the park.
Yeah, I think it just like kind of fit my personality too. It's basically all I listened to. So I was like, yeah, at that point, that was what I was going to go with.
I loved it. It was great.
It was pretty good. You had like,
I changed mine every year, and I had like 2 every year. I could never choose. Honestly though, looking back on it, one of my favorite ones was Dixieland Delight in high school.
That was
awesome.
Dugout like stomping their foot to it.
Yeah, looking back on it, I just I did a lot of rap, and like I thought it was awesome, and that's what I wanted to listen to. But deep down, I probably should have. I wish I would have picked something with a little bit more character like that one
absolutely.
more often.
Yeah. I feel like rap's just like an easy go-to for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's just like that's what I wanted to hear, but then in the grand scheme of things, it's like all pretty relative, opposed to like when you pick something that gets the crowd going. No one's heard it before.
My older brother's a D2 player at the University of Findlay, and every single time I need a walk-up song, I'll text him, and he'll send me like a list of everything that he does. He likes to go the route of like, kind of funny, but like, kind of vibey. He did It's Raining Men, I think, this past season. Like just some random stuff. Like he's just, or some Fergie. He loves Fergie. Like just something that doesn't really fit him, but it's just like, that's kind of sick.
That's good stuff. All right, what about your favorite cheat meal? So eating whatever the hell you want. What are you picking?
A full Red Baron oven pizza.
Okay, dude, I was going to say that Springer would love this kid before, and now him and Springer would be like best friends.
My roommate for all 4 years, he would buy like 8 Red Barons for the whole week, and every Sunday he'd go get 8 more, and that's the only food he made was Red Baron pizza.
Yeah, all he ate was pizza and chicken fingers and like chicken nuggets.
Now he loved goldfish to snack on too, goldfish and cheese.
Yeah, and Cheez-Its.
Dude had a 6-pack though. I was like, I don't understand you.
Yeah,
I gained 5 pounds probably.
It's a good cheat meal. I would be at Wright State. I would have to go grocery shopping. I'm looking at these frozen pizzas like, I could spend $6 on it, or I could wait till the weekend, go home, and I know they have some frozen pizzas in the fridge, and I take them back with me. Like,
For sure. So, I'm with you though. I always go pizza. That's my go-to. Now that I'm not in college anymore, I've kind of gotten out of my Red Baron frozen pizza era. But yeah, I still always go with the pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd probably go like a big burger and fries, or wings and fries.
Quatman's.
Yeah, double at Quatman's. You got to get a double at Quatman's.
The double is heavy at Quatman's. It's
like you don't feel good walking out of there.
No, you're not messing around if you're getting the double.
Is that in Clifton?
There's 2. There's one in Norwood. Don't go over there. It's the dark side. And then there's one in Mason where we both grew up. So
gotcha.
Yeah. All right. What about Cincinnati native? Got to give us your Skyline order.
Okay. I'm going. It's a 3-way. I'll throw some crackers and some hot sauce in it, and then I'll probably get. I'm not a huge this is gonna sound bad as a baseball player. I'm not a huge hot dog fan. I like a hot dog by itself with like ketchup. I'm not like a huge condiment guy, but like if I'm going to Skyline, I kind of just want to enjoy the chili. So I'll get a Phony Coney. I don't know if they call it that, but I call it Phony Coney, cheese, chili, and the bread. So I'll get 2 of those, and then the 3-way. And then they stopped doing the pink lemonade. Some places still do. Some places. But I'll get the lemonade with that as well.
Yeah. That's good. That's one of the first. I know people get I've heard people call it like a chili cheese sandwich, but yeah, you're probably one of the first people I've met that actually rolls with those.
Yeah, but I respect it because some people don't like hot dogs. Like they just don't even try like getting a Coney or anything.
Well, put it this way: I'd rather you get that than get a hot dog with no chili and cheese. That's
yeah.
Or get like noodles and cheese with the
like Nate Taylor. Yeah,
like Nate Taylor.
He just gets noodles and cheese.
I was like,
I'm going to see him. Right after this, I'm moving into our apartment.
Yes,
let's go. Yeah, can you get him to try chili?
West with him.
He's got the mind of a toddler. He's gonna stick with it because his
you moving into his apartment at 65 West?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was our old apartment, John.
Really?
Let's go. A lot of memories in that place.
I'm in the back right corner. I don't know if
back right corner. Yeah.
At Joe's room.
Yeah, Joe, and then we had some rotations through there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cole, what's your order? I know we've mentioned it on here before, but
yeah, I'm pretty simple. I get the same thing every time. Well, it's either 3 or 4 Coneys. I'll go no mustard, but onion's good, and then hot sauce on every one. And then if I'm really hungry, maybe like some cheese fries or something. Yeah. Honestly, that's a good cheat meal. Now that we're mentioning
it. It's great.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that at first. That's probably way worse than a burger and fries.
It's my go-to when I'm home now, but I used to rip it for a cheat meal. Yeah, now that I don't live there anymore, whenever I get it, I do just absolutely crush. So my order, I get a 3-way. I recently, I guess not recently, but within the past few years, made my move over to the habanero cheese on the 3-way.
Yeah.
Good touch, a little more spice. And then I'll usually go with 2 Coneys plain regular cheese, throw some hot sauce in there.
Yeah. See, that's where I've been conflicted because I wanted to try the habanero cheese, but I also like hot sauce. Like their hot sauce has a good little kick to it too.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to double up. I'm like scared to double up, but I might have to try it just once.
You got to. It's solid. And then I've been adding a side of the chili ranch. I don't know if you guys have tried that. It's new. It's unreal.
Really?
I either dip my Coneys in there or just dip the crackers in there. It's solid.
Interesting. Have you guys have the Chilitos?
Yeah.
The Skyline dip one? The new one?
Just a regular Chilito.
They got a new one now with like cream cheese and
it's the
Fritos or something.
So I'm not a huge Chilito guy, but I did get that one when it came out. It was pretty good. It's pretty good. I love Skyline dip, so it was pretty good.
Who doesn't? Skyline dip is like better than Skyline.
Arguably.
Yeah.
It's up there.
Especially when there's like 8 hours of football on the TV.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's the one thing I can still make out here, and it's like really good I can go get the cans from the grocery store. And yeah, even if I like last fall, at least, even if I said I was going to like eat healthy that day, I would just right when the Bengals get on, I'd start firing up some Skyline dip in the oven.
Automatic.
All right, Conlan, let's start talking about some baseball. Obviously, you just finished your freshman year. Saw a couple of your highlights, even though you weren't playing for the Bearcats. Made it on SportsCenter top 10 within your first like 3 or 4 weeks of playing. So how was that? How cool was that being able to see yourself on SportsCenter being like a month into playing college baseball?
I mean, it was surreal. I was blessed with the opportunity. I mean, the Wright State coaches were amazing, and they, really put a lot of faith in me early on. They basically told me they're like, your defense is gonna pave the way for you, and we want you to be that guy in center field this season. And having them tell you like, hey, you're gonna be the guy. It doesn't matter how well you hit. Like, we want you out there. It really, as a freshman, it just feels good to know that like, yeah, I can go out there and just be free. It's almost like, I'm a senior, and I have just as much privilege as these other guys. But being able to go down to we played at Auburn and Ole Miss and NC State, but being able to go up to Ole Miss and play in front of one of like the biggest crowds you'll ever play in front of, it was just unbelievable. And that play was, we were losing, but you're never really out of the fight, and you always want to, leave it all out there. And, I got lucky enough to where I was playing a little bit oppo on this kid, and he pulled the ball to the right center gap, and, I started busting towards it. And the whole time I'm thinking, okay, play it off the wall. It's going to beat you there. Just play it off the wall. And Ole Miss, the ball just kind of hung up in the air a little bit. And I pretty much got to the spot that I was like, okay, I'll play it off the wall here. And I'm still looking at the ball. I'm like, oh, I think I actually might be able to catch this. So my angle went from like going kind of meeting it at the wall to cutting it off. And, I just kind of threw my body towards it and came down with the grab. I mean, it's probably one of the better catches I've made. And I tried to keep my cool in the moment, but I remember I did it felt like I was in a car accident. I did like a somersault and got on my feet and threw the ball in and started, yelling, "Let's go." And I look at the right fielder as I'm walking back to center. I said, I think I'm about to pass out. Like all that adrenaline and everything. Like it was unbelievable. And, I got a standing ovation from the crowd. Everybody in the crowd's like tipping their caps to me. Like that was just like one of the best moments of my life. It was absolutely unreal. And, I got fans coming up to me after the game saying that was unbelievable. That was crazy. I'm opening my phone's blowing up. It's all over Instagram. It's all over Twitter. I have Ole Miss fans, just praising me in the comments and everything like that. Like that was, one of the best days of my life. And then, on top of that, I had a really good weekend down there. I think I was like 4 for 8 or 4 for 9 with like 4 doubles against them. Like just a pretty solid all around weekend. And, I feel like that, I don't want to say put me on the map, but like that was like my kind of blow up moment.
Yeah.
And from there was like, okay, yeah, I can play with the big guys.
I can do this. Yeah.
Let's keep it rolling. And, we go on to play the rest of the season. And, I just try to keep that same mentality where like, I'm here for a reason. Let's play like it. So that was and then to make SportsCenter was, it was crazy. I walked back in the dugout. My coach was like, "Was that one of the better catches you made?" And I was like, trying to be not too, cocky.
Top 10.
That was pretty good. It was all right. And, I called my dad and he's like, that was sick. My mom, she's like, that was amazing. And I stayed up all night. I was like, it's got to get on ESPN. It's like, I told myself, I just want to make top 10 just one time this year. I know I can do it. And it was nice to have it early on. I was pissed that I didn't get number 1, but I'm blessed to get in the top 3.
What? Yeah, I was just looking. It was number 3, right?
Yeah, number 3. The 2 in front. It was like right. It might have been. I think it was right in the middle of March Madness, baby, or before March Madness. And the 2 before me, the 1 and 2 was like women's college basketball, half court buzzer beater to win the game. Men's college basketball, half court buzzer beater to win the game. Like I was like, okay, yeah, they could probably have it. Like whatever. I made it. I'm happy. Let's move on. Let's get back to work.
Yeah. How were the Swayze Crazies down there and Ole Miss? Was that a pretty fun environment to play? I'm sure it being in the outfield too, you were getting all kinds of chirps out there.
Yeah, it was fun. Especially we got a little warm up at Auburn first. Their fans those SEC fans are all very crazy and they love their baseball. That Friday night there, it was unreal. I mean, all the crowd was popping and. We saw, I think, a beer shower or 2. I hate to, as much as you hate to see it on the episode,
you kind of want to see one.
Yeah, it's like one of the best traditions in baseball, seeing that beer shower. But luckily, like, there's not a lot of schools that have stands in center field. They're all kind of like right center, right field. Our right fielder was getting grilled pretty much all 3 days. Every once in a while, the fans would kind of migrate my way and, it's just harmless stuff. And, every once in a while you like to play a little game with them. I had a crowd they're yelling, look at me. And they were doing it for like 6 or 7 pitches straight. And at one point they said it and I whipped my head around towards them just to kind of give them what they wanted. Don't look at me. Stop looking at me. And, just funny to kind of be in that situation. And then, later on they're like begging for a baseball, and I get the last out of an inning and do the fake throw up to the stands and turn around and run back to the dugout. Like, it's all fun and games, but that was those crowds were really, really nice to be a part of.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I can relate there because my first 2 years I played center, and like everywhere we went, like you catch some stray chants here and there, some chirps. Then my last two, like I moved over to right, like I was playing right and left.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this sucks. They're like on
it's constant.
Oh, it's terrible. So do everything you can to stay in center field.
I'm trying. Our right fielder
enjoyable than the corners. The corners can get rough.
Really, our right fielder at Ole Miss that weekend, I mean, they were just on him all weekend. But the last day, new crowd out there, and at one point they started reading out his home address.
Yeah.
And I look over at him like, because they're just yelling out names and numbers of like houses, and I look at it, like, is that real? It's like, yep, that's my house in Columbus. Yeah. That's real. Like that's kind of over the top, but I mean, that's those baseball fans, and they're all college kids, and what are you going to do about it? It's harmless unless it's not.
I would probably do the same thing if I was in the stands.
I think Nolan McCarthy, he played at Kentucky and Georgia. He said at LSU they started reading off like his Venmo transactions that were public. And then he said he got like a mustard packet thrown at him or something, like a mayonnaise or something. So I thought that was a pretty good story.
The best was ECU when they gave me a barbecue sandwich.
Yeah, most of them will give you shit, and then
it was Sunday. It was the Sunday game, so like it was like later in the game, so it's like they got all their chirps in, and then they're like, "Hey, you were a good sport here."
Yeah, we were probably about to get swept too.
Oh yeah.
It
was during a pitching change. They just chucked it over the fence. I was like, "What am I supposed to do with this?"
Put it in the back pocket, just rock.
I did, except they're like, "There's barbecue sauce in there too, so don't slide." Catch a ball.
Good sauce all over your pants.
Yeah.
All right, Conlan, we talked about your dad being a Cincinnati baseball alum. You're also we're born and raised in Cincinnati, so just kind of talk about what it means to you to be able to come home and play for the Bearcats.
It's an unreal feeling. I mean, growing up, I was never really, everybody kind of has their teams, and my parents don't really dive too deep into their college experience. Like I knew my dad played at Indiana and he played at Cincinnati, but like never really dug deep into like, most of his time there. But like we were always around UC, my older brother was there. And we were always there for football camps, and we would go there and we'd play at Nippert Stadium, just like, just playing football or tossing baseball. We'd go to camps and everything. The Bearcats have always been kind of just they've always been around. And coming out of high school, I would have loved to come to Cincinnati. Coach Heilman, love him to death. He was there at the time. My best friend, Dax Heilman.
Yeah.
For some, couldn't get his dad to throw him an offer out of high school, but it was always like, yeah, I mean, Cincinnati, if they were to ever throw an offer like that, was always something that would have been like, let's do it. I mean, it's unreal. We used to go to the games. We used to look at the Bearcat in the cage. I don't know if they still do that.
I don't know if they do anymore, but I remember that too.
Like the Dollar Dogs night, you got the Bearcat chilling in the cage. You go and just stare at the Bearcat for a little bit, and then go behind the field to left field, play on the soccer field. Like it was just like that was my childhood growing up. And it's just like an unreal feeling to kind of go from watching these guys and looking up to these guys to being one of those guys that maybe one of these little kids is going to be looking up to. Growing up in Cincinnati, I've never really been a true fan of anybody, but if I were ever to pick somebody to be a fan of, it would have been like Cincinnati, like Ohio State and all that. There's all these schools. Like you ask me, I want to go to Cincinnati football games, Cincinnati basketball games. It's just, one of those things where, it's deep down. That's where you want to be. That's what you want. And it's an absolute honor to be able to put on that uniform this year. It's going to be. I'm really excited. I've been telling Petarudo and Bischel and Winsky all summer, like I'm so ready to get in. My some high school buddies are playing for the team. I got a bunch of friends that go to Cincinnati. Like it's just going to be, I'm more. I can't even express how excited I am to get on campus and just immediately get to work. So that's that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I will tell you the little kids, you talked about being one of the guys that the kids looked up to. If you do something cool, they'll be asking for your autograph for the rest of the season. They have, trust me, a lot of them don't read the scoreboard, and if you're hitting 200, they don't know about it. Yeah, they don't.
All you got to do is hit a home run while they're there.
Yeah, exactly.
You went to Moeller. Did you play with both Marsh and Charlie?
I did. Yeah, I played with Marsh and Charlie.
And then you know Nate pretty well too.
I know Nate. We met through Dax Howman, Coach Howman's son. Okay. We just they were friends, and we kind of met through him. And I think it was our junior senior year of high school, and it was the winter. I just got done with football. They were all just kind of hanging out, and we started a rec basketball program.
There it is.
Playing at Course for Sports in Mason.
Yeah. What was your team name?
We were the Wonder Boys, so we kind of had like the Wonder Brothers logo or Warner Brothers logo on our chest, and Nate and I became really good friends through that, and ever since it's kind of been like me, Nate, and Dax. I think we might go golfing tomorrow. Like we play video games with each other all the time. Like it's those are my guys. Carson, I'm picking up his lease. Like he's been a really close friend of mine. We were a little bit closer in high school, and then Charlie he's always been there. He's great. So it's great to be able to go in and already know a few guys, and they can kind of help me get my spot.
Yeah. How's Nate on the basketball court?
He's good, man. He's sneaky.
He's like freaky athletic, actually.
He is a freaky athlete. You see him
throws a hell of a spiral too.
Oh, he throws a hell of a spiral. Yeah. We'll go out in the winters. I come from a very competitive family, so like we don't play football anymore. I mean, my little brother does, but me and my older brother, we don't. But we'll go to like a football field, and we'll run one-on-ones. We'll get scrappy with each other in the cold, and we'll invite Nate Taylor out there to just come sling the rock. And he just puts it wherever he's got the ball on a string.
We might need to create that as like a segment for the UC media team, like triathlete Nate Taylor, just like
he's sneaky.
Test him.
Dude, I'm not lying. Like we got a couple footballs from like the equipment room or whatever. They give us a couple every year. We just throw them like during fall ball and stuff.
Yeah.
He threw me one once. I was like, dude, you need to like
bends it.
Go down the nipper and maybe walk on.
Yeah.
That thing is nice coming out of your hand, man.
Basketball, I mean, he's like he's sneaky athletic. I mean, he's getting up, getting rebounds. He's just putting it right back in. Like he dunks it with no effort. The only issue, we got to build his stamina up a little bit. He's got 2 or 3 up and downs, and then he needs a water break.
Breather, quick breather.
Yeah, and we're getting his golf game together too. His golfing is coming. He can drive it a mile. We're just working out the kinks with everything else, but he's a sneaky athlete.
Is that Happy Gilmore?
Yeah. I
know
he
atrocious.
He swings the baseball bat left-handed. Does he golf left-handed?
He drives and chips right-handed, putts left-handed.
That's awesome.
But his putting is it's I don't know. I've been gone the whole summer. He could have been working on it. But the last time we played, I mean, his putting is just absolutely atrocious.
Get him a hockey stick.
Yeah, like he can get it to the green. If it's a par 5, he'll get it there. And I mean, could be 2, maybe like 2 or 3 shots. But man, he's gonna finish with a triple bogey because
then he 4 putts.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
All right, coming from Wright State, this was one of my favorite things about coming from Elon to Cincinnati. How pumped are you to enjoy some college football Saturdays on campus? Just going to the games and being able to watch a football team at your school.
Yeah, I mean, we had a club football team at Wright State. I met a few of those guys, but I never made it out to a game. But you kind of forget about it. You're sitting there on those Saturdays, and you're like in the fall, and you're like, oh, I don't really, what am I missing right now? And you kind of sit back, and then you walk out to your living room. It's like your roommates are watching college football. I'm like, that's what we're missing. We don't have a college football team we can watch.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be a deal where why am I not at the stadium right now watching the Bearcats beat down West Virginia or whatever it may be? I'm extremely excited. I've never really been in that kind of atmosphere before, other than high school football, and I was the one playing on the field. So it's just I'm really, really excited to get down there.
No, it's awesome, man. Especially once you get into kind of the thick of the fall and everyone's tired and it really starts to suck. Being able to get some off time on Saturdays and go watch the Bearcats is always a fun time.
Absolutely. It's always good too. Like even away games, campus is always buzzing on.
I know,
Saturday. Like it doesn't matter if we're playing there. Like if we're playing there, there's so many people like on campus. It's absurd. But even away games, like there's always something to do.
Yeah. Over my my gap year, I was working a lot, but I would always go down and see Nate and Dax and Carson Marsh and Chuck and all them. They all live together. And I would I'd get off work at IHOP and go to downtown to Clifton and hang out with them. And it's always like the campus was just buzzing. I'd be like, it's a football game today. It's like it's off campus and everybody's still out and about. I'm like, this is it's sweet. Everybody's still going to watch parties. Everybody's still going out. Like that's really, really cool.
It's a good time. All right. Well, one of my last questions here for you is, what about being a Bearcat do you think makes you most excited?
Let me think. I think being able to represent Cincinnati is probably what I'm most excited about. Not just since the University of Cincinnati, but Cincinnati, like the 513. I get to represent, the 513 area code. There's been a ton of big names to come out of here. Like, there's Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, small name. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. I mean, he was an all right baseball player to come out of Cincinnati, and it's just like, I want to be one of those guys where like they mention Cincinnati gets mentioned on a broadcast. Like, oh, this guy, Ken Griffey Jr. went there. This guy, Conlan Daniel, went there. Like, I want to be in the talks where, I want to be one of the greats. And when people talk about Cincinnati and Cincinnati baseball, I want to be in the conversation. Here in the broadcast at Wright State all year, it was a deal where I can name seven broadcasts off the top of my head where I'm up the bat or I make a play in the field, and they're like, Conlan Daniel out of Archbishop Moeller High School or out of Cincinnati, another guy from Cincinnati, Ken Griffey Jr. Like, I want kids from Cincinnati to go on, get mentioned in broadcasts, and they're like, oh, this other guy named Conlan also went there. That's the kind of status I want to be at, and I want to be able to represent the city well. And Cincinnati's already on the map. We're just looking to expand it. We're taking over the whole country.
Absolutely.
World.
Yeah. That's awesome. Obviously, me and Cole both being from Cincinnati and playing for Cincinnati. I've said it before. It sounds corny, but like I'll never forget my first fall game. Obviously, in the fall, you're just wearing like a practice jersey every day or a random shirt every day, and then putting on like the jersey. We wore the white jerseys that said Cincinnati across the chest, and I'll always remember like my first time putting that on and just like how cool of a feeling it was to look in the mirror and see myself wearing that.
Yeah. Nate Taylor sent me a picture of my locker that just had my name on it and Cincinnati logo next to it, and I saved it and like was sending it to everybody. Like, this is like that is the coolest thing ever.
I did the same thing.
I haven't even stepped in the locker room to like sit down in that locker, but just seeing a picture of it, like that just means the absolute world.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
No, it's going to be fun, man. It does. It just means a little more. Even now, like being away from it for a little, you realize even how much, I don't know if John can relate to this, but I feel like it's more special than I even thought it was while I was playing.
Yeah.
But just like everyone you grew up with, everyone you know, like around the area, and then you're going to play at the biggest school in the area. It's like, yeah, it's cool stuff. It means a lot. No, you'll be a great addition. That outfield's pretty big, so you can handle
a lot of room to cover.
Yeah,
I'm pumped to watch you and Derek Pitts run around out there. It should be
fun.
We've been texting a little bit.
Yeah, it should be pretty fun to watch.
Absolutely. We're excited.
It'd be good.
Yeah. No, that's another thing I was gonna say is like it's really cool. One, I feel like as the program gets bigger, we're probably gonna see less and less. Maybe not, but maybe so. Like Cincinnati kids on the team, and I just think it's cool. Like the fans know which kids are the Cincinnati kids, and they're always kind of pulling for you. They love it, and I thought that was always super cool. So I'm pumped for you. How excited you are, and for you to get to experience that for the next however many years you're in Clifton.
Absolutely. I'm more than excited.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate your time. That'll wrap us up. It was awesome to get to know you a little bit. I'm sure you'll see us tweeting and posting some stuff throughout your time at UC, and we'll be able to catch you at a couple games as well. So we'll definitely keep in touch. I appreciate your time and appreciate you coming on and sharing your story a little bit.
Thank you guys so much. It means a lot to get me on here. I'm really, really excited to meet some of these fans and let them get to know me.
Absolutely. Go Bearcats, man.
Go Bearcats.
Let's go.